Oh my God. One whole year of Tucker. I'm having such a shitty day, and this just made it so much better. Guys, I think Tucker's live, also Tusker Keen. Why is no one else saying it? Return of the King right here. Holy smokes. Tucker, the Take Is Easy podcast is fantastic. Hope you are well.
Guys, what's up? There's so many of you here. I was really worried that everyone would have forgotten about me. But you're all here. Thank you so much for showing up. Sorry I was gone for like months. As you probably know, we had a lot going on. Also, whoa, new background. Check it out. I guess if you watched the whole pod, you saw this for a quick bit at the end there. Some of your names were in the pod. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for the subs. Thanks for tuning in.
Tucker is live, and the hype has never been more real.
The hype is real. I was a little nervous, guys.
I'm so excited for the future of my new
Text to speech
pod.
is going off.
Did you shoot a cow with an Erkin Kenya, or is that just
Wait, what? I don't know what that shooting a cow is about.
How can we forget you?
The text to speech is going wild. It's been so long. I was a little nervous. I'm really stoked you guys all showed up. Thank you all for the subscriptions. I mean, a bunch of you were subbed the whole time I was gone, which I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the dedication. Can't believe everyone's here. This is the beginning of the new swing of things, guys. So Sid, thanks for the subs as always. Sid is
How could I forget my key?
Really big help. Sid's been in constant contact with me because Sid's been super helpful in setting up some Take It Easy stuff that's on its way. Hi to your mom. I don't even know who that was, but hey. We've got plenty of streams coming.
To see you back. Hope to see more days.
Yeah, I'd love to do more DayZ. I would love to try that new expansion pack. What else? New house, not an apartment. We're in a house. Still renters though. Still renters.
We missed you, Tucker.
I missed you guys too. This is great. Back in the saddle. First order, not tonight. Tonight, just gonna chat. We're just gonna catch up, say hi to all the familiar faces. But first order of business. What's up, Lost Bride? Thanks for the sub. First order of business would be to finish God of War, because I think we left off like halfway or 2/3 of the way through the game, and we got to punch right through that. Because I'm really not God of War is really great, don't get me wrong, but I bought something to start our next playthrough, and it's a game that I've been wanting to play for like decades. I've started it on the 3DS a couple times. Kai, thank you for the subs, guys. Damn, we're already up to fucking 29 subs in like 2 seconds, guys. I threw the sub goal really high. I was like, I don't know. I always put it too low historically, so we're shooting high right now. We're shooting high. Anyway, yeah, this game, I started on the 3DS like twice. and I never got very far. I don't know. I got into the 3DS too late. It's a big regret of mine. I wish I had adopted it in like 2011 or something. But I'll show you what I bought. Spart, thank you very much for the sub. Still, mods, I got to work on your thing that I owe you. When I get my first Take It Easy paycheck, I will absolutely get on that. Haven't been paid in a while, so things are a little stressful, but hopefully things are about to work out. So we're on the business startup income, which is 0. So savings are dwindling over here, but we're making it work. We're taking a risk. Hopefully it pays off. Please watch Take It Easy every week. Please, I beg you. It's only going to get better. I'll say this. We recorded one last night. I think it's easily the best episode. It's remote. Pipey, thank you very much. FedEx, thank you very much. We recorded one last night. I think it's the best one yet. The energy's way higher. Like, okay, the Kenya episode aired today. Good episode, really informative. There was like a checklist of shit we had to talk about. Like, there was a lot to talk about. It was the first one. It was the end of the trip. Really tired. Super scuffed setup going on. King Charlie, thanks for the sub. The LA episode was like really hectic weekend, doing the photo shoot, doing all this shit. So like energy was kind of low. And then the basement one was like a scuff setup too, with like energy's low. But this next one is really solid. It is like, it's awesome. Greg Guara, thank you very much. Man, you guys are going crazy with the subs. Appreciate it, guys. That really helps. Moving, if you guys, for the adults in the chat, for the real adults, moving is expensive and tiring and a pain in the ass.
Damn time you were back, man. Just got out of screenwriting class and heading to acting class now, so I'll catch you later.
Acting class? Oh, that's cool. Ted's doing an improv, or actually just finished an improv class, so that's pretty relevant. Trying to incorporate some of the skills into the podcast, trying to teach me what he knows. Let me show you what I bought for the next playthrough. As soon as we finish God of War, we're kicking it off with this. Check this out. And now Domo knows about this, but I don't think anyone else does. Well, if you watch Domo's stream, maybe FedEx, do you watch Domo's stream? You might have been there for when I bought this. Ching! We are going to be playing Ocarina of Time. First playthrough ever. I played it, like I played the first like intro. I got to the castle or something, like an hour or two of gameplay. Other than that, I don't know. So, and I was like, fuck it, let's stream this shit and let's do the authentic goddamn, whatever this is. So yeah, the authentic controller. So I haven't even opened it yet, but super stoked to do that. And if that goes really well, maybe we'll do another N64 game. Alan Irene, thank you very much. Still not saying that one right. I never will. Let me mute myself on the other monitor. Man, back in the saddle, guys. It's good to be back. Domo's been doing great. Domo has not slowed down at all, which is great. That's a great comfort streamer right there. I frequently doing work on this monitor. Got Domo gaming on that one, or doing whatever he does, Duolingo. I am going out tomorrow morning. I was supposed to do it this morning, but we worked really late last night, so I would have only gotten like 4 hours of sleep. I'll key you guys in. Tell me what you think for this video, okay? This is, if you're in the Twitch chat, you're here. Fuck it. I'm always giving you guys inside scoop. That's why you're here, right? Also, so I'm taking this guy. Let me show you this. Ching! Watch this shit. And look, it's level. Doing a little vlog style video, or it'll be like on the move. I'm thinking I will go out on a hike, sunrise. Tiny, thank you for the subs. Always a pleasure having Tiny around. Tiny's a S-tier mod right there, S-tier Tucker fan. Doing like a kind of vlog style, nature-esque video about some New England forestry. Hopefully we see some good wildlife. Worst case, we see some great plant life. It's cold as fuck. Tomorrow morning it's gonna be like 1 degree. I'm kind of in the mountains, but it'll be a nice sunrise hike. I'm gonna go out like 6 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. Sunrise is like 6:45. So gonna have the GoPro in the car, drive there, chat with the GoPro, do the walk. Might do a little voice over on this mic after the fact, so I don't have to like, because if you're walking in the woods, if you're talking, you're gonna scare everything away. So I'm like, I can film it, talk over it. Maybe I'll talk. It also comes with a lav mic, which is awesome. Wireless, automatic, no settings required. You just turn it on, it works. So yeah, new setup. How do you guys like it? What do you think? Also, that video, because there's no green screen or like minimal, I might do like a little green screen funny thing. Paulo Peno, thank you for the sub. 11-month streak.
Tucker, I got so worried I started putting
that's a long
posters
Texas speech
around my neighborhood.
I know.
Thank goodness you are safe. Quick question. I fear risk, but if I find a scholarship, should I go to college? Love the Chuckle Dungeon.
The dungeon.
Take care, man.
I tried really hard on the Chuckle Dungeon. I hope you guys liked it. Oh yeah, Chuckle Sandwich is done. I graduated Chuckle Sandwich Academy. I hope you guys got your merch if you wanted it. I helped design some of it. A lot of talks went into that. Should be working with the same company for future Take It Easy projects for merchandise type stuff. Lots of what ifs, lots of things in the works. No project ending in sight, so we should be on the Take It Easy game indefinitely. So get on board now. We're not going anywhere, and hopefully it keeps on chugging. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, new setup. What do you guys think? I hope you like it. It's a work in progress. I tried to set it up like best I could, tentatively. I got great plant shelf, south facing window, boom, full sunlight all day. We were living in Binghamton, in a apartment with horrible windows. The first apartment had a pretty good window. The second apartment did not have a good window. These guys were on their last legs. This guy's been hurting for so long, just limping along. But since we moved here,
for hike video.
he's just popping out leaves.
Those lichens and plants for me, please.
It's lichen.
So glad
Texas
you're
Beach,
back.
it's lichen. This guy has doubled in size since we moved, and we moved here like 2 weeks ago. So the plants are great. Got some propagations going back there. Got a big pothos there. This is like a pothos, but its leaves have holes in it, like a monstera. Got an ivy. Got some Kenyan stuff. This is a cool mushroom piece. Maybe I'll show you one day. Ted got that for me. You guys have never seen my 2 butterflies. Got these in Key West from a butterfly greenhouse. They only live 10 days, so after they die, they make art with them. So they didn't kill them. They have live ones flying all around. They'll land on you. It's a super cool spot. If you're ever going to Key West, tell me in the chat when you're going or whatever, and I'll tell you what the place is. It's totally worth going for like an hour or two, and it's right downtown. Got my, you can't really see it. You guys know the Benson poster, the Legos. These ones are hard to see because of the lights, but those are just some cool bird photos. You guys never saw my bird wall. Maybe I'll continue the bird photos all the way down because I have a bunch. I had like a bird wall at the other place. I got these guys up. Where are they here? I'm thinking they're in like cheapo plastic black frames. And I'm thinking it would look, I don't know if all 4 will be able to live in here permanently. Your titmouse is right over here with like 8 other bird pictures. But so I'm thinking, and I'm like, man, I got to figure out how to use these. So maybe this guy, I'll just have like pictures all the way down that chunk. Here, let's switch music. This is like, keep me really hype. We don't need to be that hype. Now it's really quiet. How's that for volume? Oh yeah, Chase Hair. Controllers made the move. I've been using it. I've been on a hardcore Rocket League kick. Big time Rocket League kick. We've been playing, like, I've been playing with Derek. You guys know Derek. I don't live next to him anymore, unfortunately. But we've been gaming on PlayStation like 3 or 4 nights a week. We're pretty addicted right now. It's late night gaming. We have the Take It Easy clan on Rocket League. So if you're playing duos or trios ranked and you're anywhere between gold and diamond, you might run into us. I'll probably be playing tonight at like 11 p.m. We usually play anywhere from like 9:30 p.m. to midnight Eastern. That's when we're on. We're on a lot. Ideally, it's me, Derek, Ted playing trios ranked. I also play some duos, although I'm really, really vibing with trios. We were playing 4s, like quads, but they got rid of it. Oh, boo. Bimbo, get out of here. What do you mean, boo? Rocket League's so fun. You're probably just bad at trajectories. Emma can't do games where you have to predict trajectories. So Rocket League, that's like the whole game. So what else? What was I going to say? But yeah, I've been using that controller. It's my favorite controller to use. I don't think I've even let Emma use it yet. I'm like, don't touch that one. That one's mine. You can use the black one or the white one that has stick drift. I'm so pissed that one of my PlayStation controllers has stick drift. It's a real bummer because they're so fucking expensive. And like, what do? Do you throw it out? It's like a big piece of tech with a big battery, probably precious metals in it. You know, I've been playing Rocket League on and off since 2015. And I feel like I'm reaching a point where I'm better than I've ever been. It feels pretty good. I've been playing goalie hard. And I'm really vibing with the goalie. Well, if we play trios, I play goalie like 40% of the game, but they'll kind of rotate in if they need to fill it if I'm taking a long shot. But it's awesome. You missed Bimbo becoming my biggest fan and you getting a new job. Wow. Sorry guys. I've been absent. We have been really busy setting up Take It Easy. Oh, here's what I want to plug right now because it's my own fucking show. Also, guys, Chuckle Sandwich, I was an employee. I was working for Chuckle. Take It Easy. I'm the fucking owner, baby. 50%. Ted's other 50. It's a 50-50 shot. So we like went through the IRS. Also, I have my own business now that my Twitch runs into and my YouTube runs into. So I have that, and then that business owns Take It Easy. So I had to set all that up. We were going to have like a tax guy and a business guy and all sorts of things. We're like blowing this shit up. We're going big time. And you guys were in on the ground floor. So pat yourselves on the back. Without your guys' support, this would have been way less possible. Not just like more like emotionally and mentally for me, because you guys tune in every week or sometimes every night, and that lets me know that people do like the content and people do like the stuff. So now we're like blowing it up. We are going full time, big time, hitting the books. Drove like 2 hours the other day, went and opened 2 brand new bank accounts, 2 new credit cards, all for the business. We're doing big things. We're making big moves. I feel like I had something to say about like Rocket League though. I lost my train of thought. You know what happens? It happens. I was going to plug my show. Right. So it's going to be a Patreon, a Take It Easy. It's a sub show off Take It Easy. It's going to run for an hour to an hour and a half. I mean, there's really no set time or anything. It's going to be a Patreon exclusive show. There's going to be video or audio, up to you, but we're doing both. And it's on my couch in my living room with Emma, me and Emma doing Love is Blind, like episode talk-throughs. We just filmed the first episode the other day. We're watching the third episode tonight, and then tomorrow we're filming an episode 2 and 3 combo episode. So on the Patreon, probably, hopefully, I really need it to launch next week. We're in talks with Patreon from like a business perspective on some things, so that's why it's delayed, because we have some Patreon stuff already filmed. It's doing that because it doesn't know. So yeah, Emma, if you want more Emma content that she occasionally cameos, we will be on camera together, 2 new microphones. Well, one of them's not that new. It's a handheld, but I bought a second one for her. 2 cameras. One is going to be Tucker Cam. One's wide shot. Although the wide shot's 4K, so she can punch in pretty well. We used the gimbal. This is the gimbal for that, and it worked amazingly. So if you guys like Love is Blind, watch the show. If you like me, watch the show. If you like Emma, watch the show. If you don't like Love is Blind or you've never seen it, last season was the first time I'd ever watched it, and it was awesome. It's a really fun show. So yeah, give it a shot. It's pretty fun. I'm really hoping there's going to be big drama this season. No spoilers in here, though. No spoilers. I've only watched the first 2 episodes. I mean, and now the only downside to this for us is when we're watching it, we're taking notes. It's like we're in class and there's a test, and the test is having to be on camera and talking about it. But we are like write that down. And you're like writing jokes, and you're like wanting to talk to her about it. Like I'm wanting to tell Emma about it. I'm like, oh, I should save it for the podcast. So it's like first reaction. What's up, Jamie? So yeah, that's coming. There's going to be some gaming episodes with me and Ted. I think it's going to be no face cam, just gameplay and audio. Like hour a week of us playing a game. I don't know what we're going to play yet. We're recording the first one tomorrow. But those are coming. There's going to be a Patreon Minecraft server. So that's like the community. If you're on the Patreon members club, can play on the Minecraft server. But also, I think about once a month, Ted and I will go on the server and do our gaming episode of the week once a month on the Minecraft server. So some of you guys can like cameo or try to find us. I want to add a mod or something, or like a plugin, so that Ted and I's name tags are invisible or something. Thanks, Volume. And like we can spy on you guys, and it's really hard for you guys to find us. That's what I'd like to do. I think because it'd be funny to do like a video of us like stalking at the people playing on our server. Will Patreon be expensive? We haven't. I think it's 5, 15, 25 or 10, 15, 25. We were going off of The Yard, Fear and a few others as like a guideline for what to do and how much content for things. But everything is still TBD right now. But hopefully next week we can start pushing all of that content out. But it is a lot of work. We are kind of just swamped all the time now. So less free time. That's why I've been playing Rocket League late at night. But yeah. What do you guys got? I haven't heard from you. I want updates from you guys. Benson is right here. Let's see. He's in the corner. I've been eating them. I'm still eating these Christmas M&Ms. Emma said they're going bad, but they're not. They're still pretty good. Music recommend stream. I gotta catch up on gaming streams, so give it a while. Big shout out to Insidious. Insidious is not only incredibly helpful and a supportive fan and lover of the show, the stream, and all that, but Sid is helping us set up the Minecraft server, helping us set up Patreon Discord, and moderate the Reddit, and hopefully he becomes an official part of the Take It Easy team and can be on the Take It Easy payroll. But we need to make some money first because I'm not even on Take It Easy payroll yet. So yeah, big shout out to Insidious. I love what you're doing. We're all very thankful for your help, and we're hoping to officially incorporate you sometime soon. 1080 Avalanche. I've never played 1080 Avalanche. I would be so down to try it though. I was an SSX guy, so I just never. I was like, as a kid, I was like, there is no game better than SSX Tricky, so there's no point in even trying anything else. I don't think there'll be a $1 tier for Patreon. I don't know. That's not something we've been recommended to do. We're talking like for setting up this Take It Easy and Patreon, we're doing it far more official than Chuckle. Chuckle was set up hastily in people's YouTube infancy almost, or with a lot. I mean, like, you got to think how much more experience Ted has, and I mean, I have at this point, and we're much older than when Chuckle started. So we're doing things officially. We're talking with managers and like communications directors from Patreon and from Spotify and from all these companies for like their recommendations, and YouTube managers, and like there's a lot of people in my inbox and all over the place right now. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of work on my plate, Emma's plate. The photo shoot was really good. I was super skeptical. I had never done anything like that ever. I was super skeptical. I don't know. I was, I'm kind of like grew up not a performer, not extroverted, like kind of stoic. Marine Corps, like was like, that's too silly. So that's like where my background. So content in YouTube and Twitch has been like a kind of an adventure for me. It's been like a growing, I've had to really grow into it. So I was really skeptical. It was a blast. It was really fun. It was incredibly professional. We got to use one of Ted's best friends from college to do because he's a professional photographer, Devin. He cameoed in the episode. And he was incredible, not only at just taking the pictures, but making you feel comfortable, helping you get into the poses. But yeah, it was super cool. The photos are amazing. One of the Patreon tiers will have, for every holiday, you're going to get mailed a physical postcard of an exclusive photo that won't be posted anywhere. We talked about that in the Patreon recording, I think, last night. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of how many recordings we're doing now. Chuckle was 1 recording a week. We're doing like 5 or 6 now. So yeah. Yeah, the Faceless Chuckle Clips editor, it wasn't that long ago. But at the same time, it was.
Should we show them a tiny sneak peek of the new server?
I don't even know what you mean by that. I don't know what Sid has planned. The fishing episode 100% happening. We discussed it during the Patreon portion last night, I think. Because every episode will have about an equivalent episode on Patreon. But it'll be lower energy and more like real. It won't be like hyped, trying to make good jokes, trying to flow. It'll be more like us kind of chilling, talking through some stuff going on in life, talking plans, brainstorming, just like real shit. Like we were filming a Patreon portion of the podcast last night and I forgot that we were recording. It got like super just like normal conversation. So yeah, the fishing episode will absolutely happen. What's up, Pineapple? It's gonna happen off of Cape Cod, probably July. We'll film it. Logistically, if you watch the episode next week, we're talking about the logistics of it and with camera setup, and we don't quite know how it's gonna work yet. I'd like to take Ted fishing in like June, early June, so because Ted's like the cinematographer. He knows the good camera angles. He knows good audio like ideas, and like he can picture the set of it. Because we're gonna be on a boat, like a smaller boat out there in the ocean. So yeah, we were talking the logistics of it because we're not quite sure how we're gonna do it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of GoPros involved and lav mics, and there'll probably be some scuffed moments. But as long as we get one good shot of us catching a good sized fish, that's really all that matters. So yeah, and I'm back in Massachusetts, so be able to go ocean fishing a lot more. What's up? I Like Water, Refleep, Gunkmaster, Izzy Font, Tiny Tyler. Everybody's in here. Welcome, everybody. Glad to see you back. It's so awesome. Everybody showed up. I was really worried that everyone had forgotten about me. The move was for reasons I can't talk about yet. I'll talk about them someday. It was pretty brutal. I hired movers because we lived on the 3rd floor, no elevator. And our ceiling in our apartment was like 12 feet, maybe more. So the floors are super tall. So yeah, I hired 2 guys to move, and they did a great job. I would not have been able to move without them. But the amount of trips up and down the stairs, they did 2 hours of work, which was awesome. But the move took, like, just getting everything out of the apartment and into the U-Haul took like 7 or 8 hours. So like they did 2 hours of the heaviest stuff, but then I did 6 more hours of trips up and down, up and down, up and down. And it poured rain all day. And so it's like 4 p.m. and it's time to drive to Massachusetts. Sun's going down. It starts fucking blizzard conditions. We are on I-88. I think it's I-88 going from Binghamton to Albany. We're going 15 miles an hour for an hour and a half. We're usually going 70, 75 on that road. We're going 15 for an hour and a half straight. You can't even see the road. It's just white. Cars off the road, tractor trailers, fucking jackknife off the road, cops everywhere helping people. It was like the worst. And it hasn't snowed. It snowed a few times now in February, but up until that point, it like hadn't snowed all winter. It hadn't even rained. We were in a severe drought, and it was like, of fucking course, Binghamton's like trying to hold on to us. So yeah, and I was driving the U-Haul. Emma was driving the Subaru behind me. So, and I've driven in the snow a lot. I mean, not that any amount of experience can truly save you, but that was her first time in like deep snow driving. So, and she did a fantastic job. But yeah, it was brutal. The move was pretty brutal. We're still not fully unpacked over on that side of the room. I still got a few boxes with bird pictures, a couple posters, like just like random junk that doesn't truly have a home. A lot of paperwork that I was keeping in my safe, but I'm getting sick of having the paperwork in my safe. I mean, I got to keep a few things in there like passports, social security card, like my degree or something, but I had a lot of paperwork in there. So I don't know. But yeah, we're moved. We're in this old house, old New England house. This house is from 1850. All these boards, original boards, underneath, if you go in the basement, which is like stone walls, the beams holding
Tucker,
up
I'm so
these
glad
floors.
you're back. We missed you. I don't know if you saw, but I started a hashtag
It's
gift
not
for the
haunted.
last Chuckle episode untold. It's thank you, Chuckle Sandwich. Can't wait for more streams. Law of your Tessa.
Thank you. It's not haunted. I would know. It's actually, I sleep so good here. I feel so safe. It's a tiny house. Upstairs, ceiling's like 6'2", maybe 6'4". It's very tight, very cozy. I like it. Floor, underneath the floor, the beams holding up the floor is just trees cut in half. Bark is still on them from 1850. It is like old fucking original ass shit here. But nothing's level. This room is not level. So if you see like pictures are crooked, the beams are not level with the floor. The floor isn't level either direction. Or it's not, and like the stuff that's hanging is like often hanging with gravity, but the beams are like bent, you know? So nothing in the house is level, but it has a lot of character. So we're really happy with it. The heat is oil heat. It's an oil burner with forced hot air. Oil burners are usually what New England homes have. And it has forced air. Heat is expensive. I had to fill the oil tank the other day. I had to get oil delivered. Full tank of oil was $768. $768. And my landlord was like, we asked him before we moved, we're like, how much does it cost like per month to heat it? And he was like, it depends on the weather. Like if it's wicked cold, it could be like, it depends on the weather. It depends how high you keep the heat. So we're like learning like how much, if we have the thermostat at 70, how much oil does that burn? And all that stuff, because I don't want to have to buy more oil this winter. Absolutely fucking not. But he was like, it could be like $400 a month in the winter if the winter's really cold and you like it warm. So yeah. That's something. No wood stove here, no fireplace. That's my biggest complaint, is that there's no wood burning thing. I would kill for a wood stove. It would make it perfect. I love a wood burning thing. But yeah, and it unfortunately it has been wicked cold. It is bitter out. It's supposed to be, let me look at the forecast tomorrow morning for this area. Because tomorrow morning I was gonna do that hike and do the little vlog video type thing. Let's see what tomorrow's temperature is supposed to be. Tomorrow at 7 a.m., it's going to be 3 degrees. So, yeah, it's going to be a fucking cold hike. Oh, FedEx, you're honestly right. My computer with the monitors, Emma's got a computer and monitor on that side of the desk. It does, in the old apartment, it would get hot as fuck in that apartment. I'd be streaming, I'd be sweating. It would be, my camera was, if you guys remember, it was getting so hot there in the winter, my camera would be shutting off from the overheat, which I don't think it's going to overheat for me here. We'll see what the summers are like. Right now it's like 10 degrees out, but it's really not that bad. When you're on camera, tend to stay a little warmer, I think, because you're like sitting upright. Because if I'm like editing or gaming, I'm like all slouched in there, you know. But yeah. See you later, Nivison & Co. Thanks for showing up. Always love having you here. I'm back in Massachusetts. Yep. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't lived in... I lived temporarily in Mass during COVID. I got out of the Marine Corps, and I was engaged, and we were about to move in together. So there was a few months there where I was like 6 or 9 months, and during COVID, I was living at home in between the Marine Corps and my marriage. But other than that, I haven't lived in Massachusetts since 2016. So it's been a while. More bird pictures? Do you mean wall pictures or like digital pictures? For digital pictures, I can definitely start taking more. I have a feeder that is affixed to my window right here. It's the same window as this. So the room is like mirrored. But I'm closer to this window. But and I think in this summer, I'm gonna, or like once I start making some money, I'm gonna put a feeder on this window, which would be really cool. I was thinking of doing it for mealworms. I've never done a mealworm feeder. I was always like, but we have a lot of bluebirds here. And in the winter, they'll eat berries and suet. So they've been coming to my feeder because I have like some blueberries and stuff in that feeder, which has been really cool. But yeah, I want to do one specifically for bluebirds on this window because that window is more like kind of the generic one. But it's been working great. All the Chuckle merch. Well, I have this one. I don't know where any of the other ones are. So they're, who knows? I could, but I stream at night. Like, you're not going to see shit at night. Scrub jays. We don't have scrub jays here, but we do have blue jays. Though I haven't seen any in this neighborhood yet. So, guys, who's got something? What's new? How did you guys like, how do you like Take It Easy if you've been watching? Actually, you all have to be watching. That's a requirement. Blue Jay or Cardinal? Well, Blue Jays are more like, kind of like crows. They just make a lot of noise. They scare the other birds away. They're kind of assholes. They do eat wasps, though, which is cool. Cardinals, I found out, Cardinals are pretty dumb. Cardinals are cool. And my mom really likes cardinals, and they are pretty. They usually stay in pairs. But I found out they're really dumb because they cannot. I have a window feeder, which is just like suctioned down on my window. It's like a little clear house with a tray, and there's food. And to get into it, you just land on it. But it has like little sides, so you have to come in from the front. The cardinals will come and sit on the windowsill and peck the glass or like the plexiglass. They cannot figure out that they need to perch or like sit in it to eat the food, and they're watching like the chickadees do it. So yeah, Patreon should be launching this coming week with a lot of content coming your way. It should be great value for how much we have. A lot of work to do. We're kind of swamped. Well, Emma and I do. Ted just has to record. Well, actually, Ted's gonna have a monthly show that he does on his own. But yeah. Okay.
I send you something you could show.
Let me take a look here. How do can I do this? Can I paste? Can I put an image into the chat? You know what? I know what I'll do. I'll put it in the tuck cord and I'll put it in the general. And then I'll go there. And then we'll go like this. Okay, screen capture not working. Okay, didn't test that. I went through, if you guys can remember the charity stream, you can put the image as a source. Oh, dude, I don't know how to do that. If you want to see it, it's in the general chat. I will set up my screen capture. I tried to set up my audio because my Go XLR was all fucked up everywhere. And also, we had like the Streamlabs integration with the Stream Elements for the charity stream, so we could like maximize the amount of tips we could give to Mohi. And then also, we were trying to get the media share to work. I'm done with media share. It's gone. It's never coming back. Fuck media share. That is the worst integration ever. And I've talked to Ted about it over the years, and he's like, in 2018 when he started streaming a lot, or 2019, whatever, he was like, yeah, it never worked great. It was always a buggy mess. So yeah, the Go XLR, when I first got it, I was kind of like, my first impression was like, this thing's so cool. It's so incredible. My middle impression was like, this thing sucks. I hate this software. Nothing makes sense. My final impression is that it's pretty good. It just it takes a little learning to get used to it. for if you're starting, I think GoXLR is discontinued now. So what I heard from somebody, I don't know if that's true, but you can just take my word for it blindly. I'd appreciate that. Anyway, at this point, I feel pretty confident with it. And I think if you're like a low to mid, I'd say I'm a mid-level streamer. And then like a big streamer is like 500 plus average viewers. I'd say I'm a mid-level, maybe. I don't know. I still feel like a fucking nobody. But the GoXLR is a good investment, I think. I think it's a good investment. It also just makes like being on Discord with your friends and just like doing shit on the computer easier. So yeah. No, you don't save the settings because it will never autosave. Because I've had that problem too. You have to be very, very deliberate with the GoXLR. You have to tell it exactly what you want. Thank you, Dubby Industries. Appreciate it. But yeah, get yourself a GoXLR. Maybe Domo, you should get one. Well, you need to get an XLR mic though, never mind. I guess the XLR mic is a pretty big investment. Recommendation for beginner streaming equipment. Let me think. I would say a decent mic. Like you can get away. You don't need to get an XLR mic. And if you don't know, XLR is this cable. It's like a thick 3-prong cable that's used for most like legitimate audio equipment. So an XLR is like the professional thing. I don't know. Get like a nicer USB mic, like a Blue Yeti or something that can get you by. That's what I was using initially on Chuckle, was a Blue Yeti. Yeah, Schlatt could. He could tell me how to do it if he's got a better way. Yeah, I think the Shure mic is like 400. The arm is like 100, 120. The cable's probably 20. The GoXLR, I don't know how much it is. I bet it's like 400 or something. But yeah, you get like a Blue Yeti and a C920, and then you just like try to get decent lighting. Like I have Elgato key lights, but if you just put nice lights like lamps or something, like you could get by with that for sure. I have mine facing the wall. They're not even facing me. I'm just using like the reflected wall backlit lighting for this. The lighting is huge, I think. And then just like cleaning up your background, make it look like kind of interesting. I think that's good. I don't think we'll ever stream Raft again. I'm sorry. I think we got what we wanted to out of Raft, and we're not going to go back. I have no ceiling lights on right now. We only have one, and my Elgato lights do the job. So I think if you're going to be a beginner streamer too, I personally believe, and there's exceptions to this, but there's exceptions to everything, but I think it's super important to have a face cam. Man, I'm talking a lot. I think it's important to have a face cam because if you're a new streamer or a small streamer, if you're going to have somebody on the other monitor, like and you're working or like on your phone or whatever, you're like working on the computer and you have somebody up and you're watching their stream, I feel like you want the connection of like a real person. You want the what's it called? The parasocialness. Like sure, it's bad for you, but it feels good, and that's what people are driven by. So yeah. And yeah, just do it. Routing phone cam through computer for face cam. I've never done that. That sounds like a pain in the ass. But if you can do it, do it. Phone cams are pretty good these days, but... Oh, is my mailing address still in the description? That P.O. box is closed. So, we can... let me see if I can edit that on the fly. Let's see. Edit profile. Let's do this. Where is mailing address? Remove. Thank you very much. Boom. Gone. Change your Instagram name because it's the old username. Oh, okay. That one we can wait on. So yeah, I think I'm going to stream again tomorrow or Friday. Right now I'm leaning Friday. Like 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 or something like that. Just wing it. It'll always be evening, nighttime. And I think I'm going to do God of War. Which, if you guys, if the God of War fans could be there, that would be really helpful, because I'm going to need a serious refresher on the story. Because I've kind of forgotten what's going on. I know Atreus got sick. We did some solo action. We got our Greek powers back a little bit. And now Atreus is cool, but there's kind of a new dynamic between us. But I'd love to know a little bit more. You know what? Like, my friend just beat it. I could have him try to film me. This is all Eastern time. I only speak in Eastern time, the true time zone. Eastern time is the one true time zone, because that's the time zone that the stock exchange works in. So yeah. I still have a C920 webcam, and I think that next time I do like like a Lego building stream or something equivalent, I think I'm going to have the C920 on like a tripod facing down. So you guys can have like me in the corner. Like, it would be like this, but the full screen would be like my hands doing the Legos. I think it would be really cool. Or it doesn't have to be Legos. It could be like anything. But the main, so yeah. I think it'd be pretty cool. But I don't really have room for Legos to like display them. But they are so great to build. And the streams, the Lego building streams I've done have done pretty well. So I don't know. Build Emma a Lego flower bouquet. I have built her one of those. Or no, I bought her one, I think, and she built it. A lot of the camera quality comes from, well, for this camera, setting this one up was like doing OBS settings and stuff like that. And for a while, I have a nice camera. It shoots 1080p, but it's like a very nice 1080p. I don't know what the technical terms is. Ted was trying to teach me last night, but it has like real color depth to it, right? Which like the C920 doesn't have as much of. But I was recording with this camera, but in 720p on like horrible settings in Chuckle Sandwich for a long time. And Emma knew, but she didn't know, because so she's editing it in Premiere, and the sequence setting would be set to 1080, but she was like, oh yeah, I always just have to like drag yours and make it bigger because it was importing at 720. And I was like, oh God, you should have told me. I know exactly what that means. But that was in her early days in editing. And that was in my early days in setting all this stuff up. So I wasn't even aware I was recording and streaming in 720. Oh, I don't know if I ever streamed in 720. I think I was recording in 720. And when I was setting up my streaming, that's when I figured it out. But yeah. Yeah, this is the ultra high res super duper 1080. Also, I'm back on that Spectrum internet. So I'm glad it's working. I was worried, and I forgot that I was worried until right now, but I was worried that my upload would be shit, because I had fiber. We had 500 up down. It was awesome. Now we're on cable. We have 1,000 down and 40 up, which usually translates to like 650 down if I'm lucky, and like 32 up. So uploading a podcast episode can take a long time. It can take like 2 hours now, which before it took like 20 minutes, not even 10 minutes, not even. Like, it was so easy. But fiber is supposed to be coming soon, but I feel like every town in America says fiber's coming soon. Hopefully they do soon so I can switch, because I hate Spectrum. I had Spectrum in the Marine Corps, and I hated it. They have horrible customer service. But yeah, right now it's the only real provider, so I'm stuck with them. The down is fine, although actually it's not fine. When it's fine, but it's inconsistent. It kind of fluctuates. It's like it has a flow rate that changes with I don't know, like the network traffic, whereas fiber always felt like solid all the time and stuff. No, it's not going to be Google Fiber. I think it's going to be a local company, which we had a if you live in upstate New York and you want fiber, check out, I think it's called Greenlight Networks. It's like a local to upstate New York fiber network, and it's awesome. It never went out on us once. I never had a single hiccup in the in the 3 years I used it. I never had a single hiccup, which is great. Whereas like Spectrum, I've already had days where the internet is just like kind of shitty. So, and I've only been here 2 weeks. Whoa, Starlink? I'm curious to how Starlink works compared to fiber in the US, or even compared to Spectrum. If I had a lot of like, what is the rate? What does the dish look like? If Ted Schlott go to Japan, well, would I have to go to Japan? I'm using Ethernet. No, I have an Ethernet running. I ran an Ethernet from my living room down into the basement. I tacked it up nicely along my basement ceiling with all the other like electrical, and I have it coming up into my office because I'm on the other side of the house from the living room. What Jolly Ranchers?
Tucker, would you ever consider putting Jolly Ranchers in Benson?
Okay, short answer, no. Long answer, would they be wrapped or unwrapped? Either way, I think it'd be sticky. And also, I feel like at best you're gonna only be able to fit one in per turn, and I'm afraid it wouldn't always be able to like get it in the slot. Whereas like M&Ms are so granular that they just flow. Yeah, and they kind of melt. Like if it got really hot in here, I think it'd just be sticky in there. Your room doesn't have Ethernet. Well, I don't think I've ever lived in a room that had Ethernet. Actually, no. My apartment with the big window, my first streaming apartment, that one had an Ethernet port in the wall right behind my desk. It was awesome. Yeah, Sid, I can definitely do that. I can definitely do that. Is there a vlog coming with the Kenya trip, or just, I think it's just a pod for that one. There is some behind the scenes footage from the photo shoot though that I kind of need to stitch together and put on the Patreon. The Kenya was not like a work trip. It was a family trip. And we prioritized not doing any work on the trip. Like we did all the Chuckle stuff we could beforehand. And we're like, we're going to record one episode, but that's it. We're not doing any other work. So sorry, guys. Yeah, no Kenyan vlog. But I can answer all your questions about Kenya if you have it. I highly recommend going on a safari there at some point in your life. It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it's totally worth it. It's so cool. Do I have a mesh system? I don't know what that is, so no. Surf's Up Night was great. Okay, that's great. Glad. I'm happy for you. But yeah, Ethernet, if you guys want Ethernet in your room, you got to put in the work. I remember in the house I was in high school, I had a computer I built in my bedroom, and from the router in the living room, I drilled a hole in the floor, like right next to the radiator. It's super discreet. Routed it up the basement, tacked it up, fucking drilled a hole into my wall. Like I did it the right way, ran it into my room. And I ran it in high school into a splitter in my room, and then ran that cable into my computer, my Xbox 360. I think that was probably it, because the Wii didn't have a port. The Wii U didn't have a port. I don't know if I had any other devices that even had an Ethernet port at that point. I didn't have a smart TV. Coolest plant I saw on my trip? That's a good question. I was so overwhelmed with wildlife that it was really hard to pay attention to plants. But let me think for a second. Coolest plant? There was a lot of strangler fig type trees, but I've also seen those in the Everglades. Those are all over the Everglades, which is another place that you absolutely should go. The elephants are absolutely packing. You see a male elephant, If you're watching a male elephant, thanks, Volume. Appreciate it. If you're watching a male elephant for more than 5 minutes, you're going to see some heat. Let me tell you. And really, any animal out there, but the elephants were just so shockingly massive. Especially you find like an old like bull male, because the way elephant families work is they're matriarchal. So within a herd, it's usually like there's an old ass grandma elephant, right? And then there's the herd, which has like young males, brothers, and other females. Like you can see the generations, but like the old mom runs it. But old, like adult big males are always, not always, but they're generally solo. And they're packing some heat. Let me tell you, they are packing some heat. So yeah. What's the stream schedule going to look like? Right now, I'm thinking 2 per week. I was typically doing in 2024 3 a week, maybe even it was like 3.5 a week, because there were some weeks I was doing 4, some weeks I was doing 3. But I think right now with the amount of Take It Easy work and also trying to go trying to do my own videos, I think I can only do 2 a week. So, but I'll try to make them longer, especially if they're gaming. I'll try to do longer sessions. But I think like that's all I can reasonably do with my current workload and everything. But it's it's streaming. Thanks, Mountain Dew. It's not like a hard set job, and I want to make my streaming feel less of like a scheduled requirement and more of like I want to get some hours in on God of War, and I want to hang out with like the community. I don't want it to feel as obligational. So I think less will feel better, because I think if you're forcing yourself to stick to the stream schedule, which has its benefits, like I think if you want to be a streamer, that is kind of the way to go. But I kind of want to do it more as like a hobby and just like a way to get feedback from you guys on like the projects we've been doing and talk to you and just like play through some games that have been on my list to play for a long time. So that's kind of the vibe I'm going for 2025, I think. And if I want to build the Take It Easy business and my own stuff, I just don't think I have the room for it. I think so. I always want to be able to stream, but I think YouTube is a much safer bet and a much easier bet for like reliable projects and income. Because on YouTube, like as long as you're building your skills and you're getting better at titles and thumbnails and video making, you're gonna grow. Whereas Twitch has really, like, as you guys probably know, you guys have probably all been working with Twitch longer than I have. Twitch's discovery is really bad. Like YouTube, it's in YouTube's interest and your interest for YouTube to push your video to as many people as possible. So like as long as you do the things right on YouTube, your video should reach people that have never seen you before. Whereas Twitch doesn't really have that. And most people are like, oh, I got the notification that Ted's streaming, I'm going to go watch Ted. Like they're not just like scrolling. I mean, occasionally, but I kind of work on Twitch. So occasionally I'll scroll just to like see what's going on. But you guys know the drill. Yeah. So for games, finishing God of War, then we're doing Ocarina of Time. Then I don't know. I'll have to think of something. If I'm feeling a thriller, like a Silent Hill type, Resident Evil 4 remake, I'd like to do. But if the N64 game goes really hard, maybe like Majora's Mask or I don't know, something like that. Yeah, that's why immediately on Take It Easy, we were posting shorts and TikToks and Reels, because that's a great way to advertise your podcast. There's a bunch of podcasts, most notably The Basement Yard. They did really good TikToks really early on in the game, and it paid off big time for them. Ghost of Tsushima, I'm working through right now on PS5 on my own time. I'm like maybe 25% through it. It's pretty good. My only problem is I find it a little easy. I'm kind of just tearing through people. and you can kind of button mash and get away with it. So I don't know. The gameplay loop is Far Cry-esque. Wow, I've been talking a lot. I'm gonna lose my voice on this one. Oh man, it says my connection's horrible right now. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, I feel like is more for the story, so I've heard, than like the gameplay loop. So I'm going through it. Emma's great. If you guys want to see Emma, you'll be able to check out our reality show podcast right now. It's going to be Love is Blind. But after Love is Blind, we'll probably take like a week or two gap, but then move into whatever kind of comes up next. I don't want to do The Bachelor, but we watched MILF Manor season 1 and 2. If they do this third, that show is really trashy. But I would do, if they did a season 3, I would do that one. That's on HBO though, not Netflix. But we'll find something. We can like do a poll or sorry guys. As we get closer to the end of Love is Blind season 8, we can see what people are vibing with and go for that. We filmed it the other day, and it was some of the most fun I've ever had filming anything on camera. It was a blast filming it with her. And we're going through our notes from the previous, like when we watched it. It's really fun. I can't watch British reality shows. I just can't stand them. It's horrible. It's horrible. What was I about to check out? Oh, I was going to check out this Discord notification. Oh, that's just the go live notification. Nothing crazy there. Love Island USA. Love Island it's okay. I've seen an episode or two here or there, but my favorite sitcom is Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but honorable mentions are Seinfeld. Grew up watching Seinfeld every night. I love Seinfeld. It's super good. It's really intelligently written. Especially seasons like 7 is probably the peak, but seasons like 4 through, I don't know. The first 2 really aren't worth watching, I don't think. Maybe even 3. But, oh yeah, I can show you trinkets. Hold on. Right now, I'm a mess. My hair is super long, so it's not really, it has no order to it. I'm pretty sloppy right now. So things I got that I bartered for in Kenya. I got this hippo. I waited until we had done the safari because I wanted to get things that I saw. Like I really wanted a rhino. I really wanted one because they had so many cool rhino ones, but I didn't see a rhino, so I didn't get one. Yeah, pretty cool hippo. It's like rosewood or something. It doesn't sit super evenly, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. This one is like a soapstone elephant. It's really heavy. This was kind of a pain to pack in my luggage just because it's like a brick. They do not have names. No beetles. And then this one is my favorite by far. Which is a giraffe. It's carved out of wood. I was really worried about packing this in my luggage because I didn't want it to break. So I like packed it full of like socks and stuff so the legs would all be supported. But yeah, this one's really cool. It's a good size too. There was one that was like 4 feet tall, huge. Like it would be awesome in the corner of your room. But obviously you can't get that back here. But yeah, super cool. Giraffes are underrated. And you might be thinking, like, I feel like giraffes get a lot of good attention. That they're still underrated. Giraffes were so cool. What's up, the Zaza? So yeah, those, and then I got, you can see those 2 little wooden carved birds. Those are like nothing crazy. Those are the first 2 things I bought. Those were like, I was just dipping my toes in the water. Yeah, well, my plants aren't new per se. There might be one new one or something, but oh yeah, this one's actually new. I bought that here. Just some ivy. I'm hoping it kind of grows down a little bit. I can like tack it against this. Oh, and I can show you up. I have my pothos growing up. Oh, and there's my owl. You guys have never seen this. This guy. He's hanging on that like arc. So he's like flying. He's wooden. I got that in Martha's Vineyard with Ted. And I have my pothos growing up and over. And it'll probably keep going. This room gets a lot. What's up, Moses? This is a new setup. Yeah, there's the rest of the room. And then here's my plants. This guy's really cool. We call him the pickle plant. I don't actually know the species or anything. This is a cool stained glass thing, but yeah, I got all my plants. I need to get species names for all of them. But yeah, it's going. This is the new setup. It's a work in progress. I don't know when it'll be done or anything, but we'll just keep on going. Yeah, these aren't shelves. They're just like the beams. Well, they're beams, and then I guess these are kind of shelves, but it's really just like a 2x4, but it's old, so it looks cool. Grinding some stalker. Nice. Benson's right next to me. I can reach him. You know what? I'll hit him right now. Oh. Here's a fun thing. Trying the new Indian place tonight. Emma should be picking that up in like 15 minutes, which is actually great. Really? Pippo, that's a huge compliment. I really appreciate that. That's awesome, Pippo. So, think about this, guys. Laura B says you like the dark wood on the white walls. I do too. I think it looks really good. For these guys, I have these black plastic, like, just Walmart frames. If those frames were wooden, kind of match like this color wood, I think it would make these posters look so clean. So yeah, what do you guys think? I want to do wooden. I don't know if we're thinking about getting like a futon here or something. So like we can kind of use this as a spare bedroom, but it would also just be like a couch during the day. So I'd probably reduce to just 2 of them. So I'd have to pick, which would be kind of a bummer. Oh, should show this just for Insidious. I've got your Insidious got this for me. Where am I? I framed it, but Insidious sent this to me. It's a New York City stars, the first stream ever. That's what this guy looked like. So I have that up as my little kind of inspiration. Remember my roots. So thanks again, Insidious, for that. That was a good gift. Maybe one day I'll open another P.O. box, but I don't know. It's kind of expensive, but you guys did get me some pretty dope shit. But yeah, I think a cool like futon, like something that can be a bed too, because family loves to come stay and stuff. So yeah. Yeah. It's a work in progress. I want to get something cool that's triangular. Let me do this. For like this corner and this corner. I need like a triangular piece of art. I had an idea. I told Emma about it, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know. The Chuckathon. That'll probably happen. I gotta try it. Oh yeah. This I've had for years now. It's unopened. It's the Seinfeld set. It's pretty cool. Like, my dad watched Seinfeld every night growing up. So Seinfeld's pretty big in our family. But I just felt like this needs like a true display. And I didn't want to open it until I was ready. So I've just been hanging out with it. I guess you guys can kind of see in there. Make sure there's nothing inappropriate in there. I don't think I really own anything inappropriate. Make sure there's not a gun sitting there or something weird. It's a lot of pressure, Pippo. That'd be a lot of pressure because then I'd be really obligated to hang it up. Roughly, I can totally do another music rating stream, but I want to get like back on my normal schedule before then. I also feel like for my music rating streams, I got to be harder on you guys. I think I got to axe more of them. Any cool books on my shelf? Most of my cool books are in the living room on the living room bookshelf. I just have some overflow here. I'll show you 2 books that are part of a series I was thinking about making a video on this year. It would be like a nostalgic video essay type video, maybe. But I'll show you. If you guys know these guys, I've been thinking about getting the set and doing a video because these 2 I had as a kid. But they have a ton of them. There's like maybe almost like 8 to 10 of them. So yeah, I might do that. They're awesome. As a kid, like second to fourth grade, those were super cool, and they felt like you were like, wait, is this real? Like, come on, is this real? And there was that other like dragon. I think it was by the same author or like something, and it was like this big, and it was like a guidebook, like a field guide to dragons. So yeah, they were really cool. What else? Got my lifetime North American bird guide. Filling it out piece by piece. Catnap Fever, thanks for the sub. Got Tree Finder. This is a pretty cool little guide. It'll like, if you're trying to figure out what a leaf is, it'll take you like step by step, and you can, it's awesome. I haven't used it out in the field yet, but it's a cool book. What do we got? We've got East African Birds pamphlet. Took this to Kenya. Checked some off as we went. I've got a Waterfowl of North America guide there. Just ducks and geese and all that. What do we got? We got snakes of South Florida. Took this to the Everglades. And then I got an Everglades birds one, which this one has been abused because this was with me on every hike. The Everglades is I would say, one of the #1 locations for birding in the world. If you go to the Everglades, it is non-stop birds all day. And I'm from New England, but I've been around. But the Everglades is like non-stop birds you've never seen before. It is hard to keep up. And when you see one that you have, like a great blue heron or an osprey or something, it's like, whoa, hey, familiar face. But yeah, I have right now the biggest family trip that is kind of in the talks for, I think, next year is an Alaskan cruise, going up and trying to do like Alaskan whale watching and like that sort of thing. That's in the talks in Emma's family. Will it happen? I don't know, but they're the big trip people. They have a more nuclear family situation, so it's kind of easier to do trips with them, and they're more adventurous than my family. But yeah, that's the next big thing. I would love to go back to Florida, though. We've got these 2 books are awesome. Highly recommend these. If these are just good to have around. This one is awesome. It's thick as fuck. You're getting the good stuff. These are awesome. Highly recommend getting yourself one of these. This would have been like my fucking wet dream as a little kid. I was a dinosaur kid. Big dinosaur kid. And then this guy is really cool because it's just got like every fucking animal in here, like from all over. These are just solid books. Great guides. Like, those are gonna be great with kids one day. And then, I mean, I can keep going, but I feel like that's just not that interesting. Up to you guys. Yeah, Alaska, I would really like to go because I want to see a lot of the marine wildlife. I really want to see walruses. I really want to see elephant seals. I don't know if elephant seals are there, but I know walruses are up there. I want to see belugas. I want to see orcas. So yeah, I've got 2 Chuckle plaques in here. I've got my Chuckle Sandwich Million and my Chuckle Sandwich Highlights 100K. This one is honestly more important to me because I did this one. Got a national parks guide. I think this was a gift I got Emma early on in our relationship. It's even got she probably didn't even know this is in here. There's a Metropolitan Opera House playbill from 1939 in here. I should tell her about that. But this one's like has a page on each national park. Pretty cool book. Good like coffee table book. Got great artwork. Like you can almost cut this book up and make a lot of cool pictures out of it for your wall. Here's a cool book that I got. I've had this one since I was a kid. It's just got like all sorts of science in it. It's got maps. It's got weather. It's got like human anatomy, which was kind of I always felt like I shouldn't be looking at that when I was a kid. I was like, oh, this is like the women anatomy page. Shouldn't be here. Cruises. I've been on I went on a cruise when I was in like 1st or 2nd grade in the Caribbean, and I don't remember it that well. But then we did one when I was like 17 to Bermuda, from Boston to Bermuda and back. And it was all right. It was okay. I don't know. I feel like an Alaskan cruise would be more fun, I think, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect. It's the deal that the family's talking about right now is really not that expensive. So, Richard, you got a tattoo. It was a plant. Family fixed the water damage from the hurricane. That's great. You're taking lichenology. That's awesome. An environmental writing class. That's dope, dude. Nice job. Good for you. Sounds like you've got a good thing going. And you turned 21. Nice. Go get yourself a Tusker Lager. I would kill to have another Tusker beer. Those are pretty good. I mean, they were nothing crazy, but it was just cool. Oh, I'll show you a magnet. Check this out. Since we're talking Kenya stuff today, I peeled the label off one of the beers I was drinking, like same beer from the podcast episode, and I made it into a magnet. So this is a real Tusker label, and I just have it on my safe now. But pretty cool. Highly recommend. Beer labels make great magnets, guys. I've got a Tusker one. I've got a Coors Light one. I got peanut M&M stuck in my teeth. Here's a pretty cool. I should actually read this. This is just like a book, another coffee table book, all about like how to style house plants and common ones and lighting options and all sorts of stuff. Just a pretty book. I have too many coffee table books, I feel like. How do you get them off the bottle? Well, it's really easy when they're like condensated and you just slowly peel it off. You got to be patient. This is a really cool book for anyone who's getting into like camping or outdoorsy stuff or like living off the land type stuff. I take care of my plants. Nobody touches them. But this one has like different knife types and their applications, different like knots and how to start fires and bed rolls. And it's all kind of like hand drawn, compasses, traps. This book I got almost more just for the aesthetic. I mean, it's a great read, but it's just a really nice piece. Nice spine. Pretty book. Highly recommend. Yeah, this is a little, I guess I've never had books like close by on stream. I don't have a mycology book. Here's something I want to say. I got a bone to pick with mushrooms, but it's more with people. I'm pissed that mushrooms as an aesthetic and as a vibe are associated with like druggies and drugs and stuff. Because like, go ahead, do your drugs. I don't care. But I really like mushrooms from like the nature perspective because it's not a plant, it's not an animal. Like it's its own thing. They look cool. They're super unique. They're like arguably, yeah, I think I said that right. Arguably like the most, like, what is it? Like, mysterious organisms on Earth. Like, I feel like a lot of medicine and a lot of research into like plant connections and stuff is coming out of fungi and mushrooms and all that stuff, and like they're just like this amazing cool world, and the aesthetic is so cool. But then it's like, if you have like a bunch of mushroom shit, it's kind of like, are you like a mushroom user, big, you know? So it bums me out. But maybe I should just say, like, fuck what people think. I'm getting some mushroom decor. What's up, Madidio? Thank you very much.
Hey, gang.
But also, it's overwhelming. So something about that I struggle with is, like, I'm really into ecology. So it's hard to like, if I were to take on mushrooms as an interest, I'm already interested in plants and birds and fish and trees. Like, you know, like, it's like another thing, and it's kind of daunting to be like, oh fuck, do I even have the room up here to add in another thing? Like, I feel like every time I add in a new thing, I lose some of the other stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like my internal hard drive for ecology knowledge is kind of reaching its maximum capacity. But maybe it's because I've been learning a lot and doing a lot with like YouTube and moving and stuff, so I've just been feeling overwhelmed with it. So I don't know. What's up, Mark? Here's the book. This one's not as high quality as the other. It's just like backyard homesteading. Got it in a book swap, but it's got how to grow different plants and fruit trees and like composting, and I mean, a helpful book to have. If anything ever happened, this would be a helpful one to have. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's not as like fancy as the other ones. I could see that. I could get some well, I don't want readings, but I think a couple little field guides, that is what I need to get for mushrooms. I would love to own chickens or ducks when I have the land for it. This year, because we're in a house now, this spring, summer, or fall, we can have an outdoor garden. I'm going to make a raised bed. Thinking about making a video about it. But yeah, I can do that now, which is a huge step up. We don't have like land yet, but we live so close to so much natural land, like public space. That's super cool. We also live right next to a big river where people fly fish all the time. So I'm going to teach myself how to fly fish. So yeah, I'll be able to engage with nature a lot more, which is so great, because in Binghamton, when we were living downtown in a tall apartment building, it just wasn't it. It wasn't it. So yeah. And then we have 100 trees on a safari. Funny story, Emma's grandparents, her grandpa went to Kenya 2 years before we did, because his son lives there, Emma's uncle, who we went to visit. And he bought me this for Christmas because he knows I'm into trees, I'm into plants and stuff. He's like, when they found out we were going, he bought me this for the Christmas book swap or whatever. And I was like, hell yeah, awesome. This is, and I forgot this. I brought like 4 different field guides and I forgot this one, which was frustrating, but also I was like, honestly, I don't really need another book to be reading out there. And because it was overwhelming how much stuff there was to learn. When everything is new around you and you're trying to identify all of it, it's pretty draining. But yeah, those are my like well, I guess I have some other books. I've got Everybody Should Have One, Tank Recognition Guide. This is from my time in the Marine Corps. I think I stole this from some office or something. It's got it's probably like mildly outdated, but armor doesn't really phase out of use very often. So it's got everything from basic Humvees and Jeeps to like niche tanks and stuff with armor ratings, gas mileage, long range, like all their everything. It's pretty all encompassing. So yeah, if you're into tanks, the Smithsonian Tank Guide, it's not just tank, it's all armored vehicles. If you're going to go into the Army or the Marine Corps and you're into like anti-armor or armor, you should brush up. Oh, volume cheese. Too soon. Too soon. Yeah, the Marine Corps. Well, they gave their tanks to the army, and then I think the army gave them to Ukraine. So, me and my friends always joke that because the Ukraine has M1 Abrams now, or I think they're M1A ones. We're like, I bet those were the ones from our base. Like, I bet those are from our battalion's tanks because we shipped them out. They probably went to just like a reserve center depot. I bet they went to Ukraine, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm not making a Kenyan vlog. No, or Kenya vlog. No, I'm not doing it. Sorry. I did not want to do any like mandatory work other than our thing when I was there. I just wanted to be able to take it in. So yeah, no, it's all in here. And then Ted took most of the photos. I took a lot of photos of Mohi stuff and Mathari and Nairobi. But he rented a huge lens for his camera and he took all the wildlife photos. Narnia collection. I haven't read these yet. I think Emma's parents got me these as a gift, but I just haven't gotten around to reading them yet. I really should, but let's see. Read both these books last year. Biographies are not, especially Otto, are not for me. I don't know what just happened back there. And then this one, the movie's better. The movie's better than the book for Howls. I just got this for Christmas, but I don't know. It's all Western, so I don't know.
It's the way she talked to me. Smiled.
Oh, if you're into outdoorsy stuff in nature, these are two great books, especially this one. I haven't read this one yet. This one is great. It teaches you just like a lot of little things you can pick up on to understand what's going on around you. Like stuff you would never think about, just like the way animals are behaving or like the way the plants grow. And yeah, they're really good. I've gotten both these as gifts and that's good reading. And then finally, I've got the first 3 Harry Potter illustrated collection. These are really cool. I think if you're like a big Harry Potter fan, which I was and I still am, although I haven't read them or watched them in a long time, these are awesome and you should check them out. I don't know if you've ever, they're doing them for all the books, but like, check this out. First off, like, amazing looking book. See you, Tiny. Thanks for watching. And like every few pages, they'll have like wicked nice illustrations to show what's going on. And like, they'll have them like in the pages. Like, these are incredibly well made. Like the werewolf, like it's like kind of like the Monsterology book. But yeah, they're awesome. I think Emma got me these. Couldn't get past the first few Harry Potter books. That's a bummer. You missed out. It's one of the greatest fantasy series to ever exist. But yeah, that's all the books in this bookshelf, which are kind of my lesser books. Yeah. Wicked. I like Wicked. I should text Emma and see if she's going to get the Indian. I'm a Hufflepuff. No problem with it. Are you going to Indian? Never read or seen a full Harry Potter movie. The best movies are 1, 2, 3, I think. They're the most magical. And they had the best directing. 4 is my least favorite movie. And then you start to get like dark and kind of twisted and stuff. So I don't know. They get dark and weird. They were not very good. I really liked the first 3, but after that, I don't need to see the other ones that much. Prisoner of Azkaban is so good. So good. 6 was the worst, which is funny because 6 is an incredible book. Harry Potter 6. That is a really, really good book. Emma doesn't want to drive alone in the dark here right now. She wants me to go get it with her. All right. I'm going to tell her to order it. Did I grow up reading Percy Jackson? I think I read the first one. Emma was pretty into that. Emma's a big fantasy reader. She's reading right now. She's ripping through books. She'll read them in like 2 days. It's a book series, or she's done like 3 different series now. All of I feel like women in their 20s are all over these books. I don't know what they're called or anything, but like every girl I know who's in their 20s is ripping through these. Like they're like the romantic fantasy books, and they are all over them. Yeah, fantasy smut basically. And it's like light fantasy, I think, or something. There's different like fantasy genre terms. But yeah. A Court of Thorn and Roses. Yep, she read that one. Yeah, no, Bimbo's definitely reading them. Well, the one she's reading now, she says, is mostly fantasy. She said it probably won't get smutty till the very end. Bimbo, give us the insider scoop. Give us the insider scoop. Is it good? Book talk? I don't have TikTok anymore. I haven't had TikTok. What do you want? I don't know. I just want like a review. Give us like a 3-sentence review. Bimbo is my most dedicated but also most sassy fan, I would say. Okay. Bimbo is getting a little bit defensive, so we're just gonna, go back to your book, keep the stream on in the background or something. But sorry for pushing the book thing. Bimbo is definitely a little bit insecure about how much she likes the books, which is fine. It's a little embarrassing, I'd say, to get put on blast like that. Well, most dedicated sassy fan. Insidious is most dedicated. Like, I don't even know what would your title even be? You're like the everything guy. You're the do-it-all. You're the jack of all trades. Yeah, I played Marvel Rivals on stream. I streamed it with Domo and Nicole, and I would do that again. I was drunk, and I was carrying the team. Yeah, Insidious is basically like the VP here. He's the vice president. Marvel Rivals. Get on. I don't know. After this, I have to go get food with Emma. I have to watch Love is Blind episode 3 and take studious notes because we're filming tomorrow. We're filming episode 2 of our show. Episode 2 is going to include both episodes 2 and 3. Just because, like, Love is Blind, if we want to keep pace with the show, we need to like pump it out a little bit. We need to keep moving. And episode 2, watching it, didn't have a ton, like there wasn't an hour and a half's worth of stuff to talk about. So we're like, we'll combine. Because the podcast she loves watching, Your Mom and Dad, it's a good podcast. They do reality TV. She said for Love is Blind, they do 2 per episode. Well, I see Insidious still playing the finals on Steam frequently. I'll try to play with you. I'll try to play with you guys soon. That could be fun. It broke your OBS. I feel like I've reached a new nirvana with OBS and my GoXLR and my setup. I feel like we're all getting along really well. Marvel Rivals was surprisingly good because I don't watch Marvel stuff really, and I'm not really like an Overwatch gamer, so it was totally new for me, and I rip people. Although I was using like the shooter class, but hey, it's a class, so it was the Punisher, I think, right? I would play that again. Somebody tell Domo or Nicole to hit me up and schedule a stream for it. feel like I had something to say that I've forgotten about. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you guys a cool thing I got for my plants. I was in North Conway, New Hampshire, in January. Went to this art gallery store. It was really cool. And I checked this out that I bought. It caught my eye. It was expensive for what it is, but I thought it was really cool. So this plant has doubled in size in the last 2 weeks since we moved here because it gets full sun. Look at this little guy. This is my first mushroom aesthetic thing, actually. It's got a little butt. And the red just pops with the green. I think it's so cool. And I kind of rotate this around in the sun here, so that's why I'm trying to get it to grow more even. I should probably keep it like that. I could prop it up with some stuff, but yeah, really cool. Tomorrow or Friday. I'm leaning Friday right now. God of War. Do you guys want to see God of War? Oh, also, 1 week from now, Rival stream. Okay. Wait, I can't 1 week from today. Oh, you know what's frustrating is I'm trying to get back on track. Next week's going to be a busy week. I'm going to New York City Tuesday night, Wednesday night next week. Maybe next week, Thursday, Friday, I could stream at night. But maybe only Friday. Maybe Monday, Friday. Although Monday, I think we got to record the... Oh, jeez. Next week's going to be a really busy week. But I promise things are going to get more consistent for you guys. Oh, Insidious, you are not going to carry me. I'm solid. I'm solid with that Punisher class. Domo, you gotta brush up on your Rocket League because we got to get you in there. Sorry you couldn't get in the other night. There was 3 of us and we were really in the slot. So we, you know. And they fucking... Rocket League pisses me off so bad. Call of Duty does this too. They will put in a game mode temporarily. Like Call of Duty, and this made me write off all new Call of Duties forever. I was like, I will never buy another Call of Duty. And they'll put like gun game in for a weekend or for a week or for a month, but it's for a set amount of time and then it goes away. Rocket League will put 4v4 in for matchmaking and then it'll go away. And it's like, why are you removing it? It's not like all of a sudden we're going to play a different game mode. Like, we're playing it because we have 4 people. Like, you know? So, yeah, very frustrating that they do that. I have no idea why they do that. I think it has to do with being, like, a free-to-play live service type shit. I think it's so, like, they can be like, oh, we'll put it in, we'll get an influx of players, and we'll take it away. It's like to always ensure they can get that influx. But I've never spent a fucking dime on Rocket League. I've been using the same exact car since 2015, and I will not change it. I'm there to score goals, save goals, and get aerials. I don't know why. I don't know how they're making money, really. I guess people get suckered into buying the goal explosions and stuff. Although I have thought about buying a goal, like a song plays when you get a goal. I have been tempted to get that. That'd be kind of fun. I played Fortnite once on Xbox in 2017 in my friend's barracks room. One game once. But other than that, Fortnite, I think I'm too old for Fortnite. So yeah. People are fiending for the finals. I feel like it's just you, Insidious. I feel like it's just you fiending for it. Could someone else, is anyone else vouching for the finals, or is it just Insidious? I feel like it's just Insidious. Project Zombo. Oh, Project Zombo is okay. Who said that? Megan Butch. Is that a good single player game, or is it better with a friend? That could be Ted and I's Patreon thing. Volume's feeding for it. Gunk's not. Kai is not, apparently. Kai's salty for personal reasons. Is Project Zomboid a better single-player stream game? Or is it good in co-op? Because well, you know what? I should do it with Ted because I have a backlog of shit that I need to be doing on stream. I need to finish God of War, and then I want to do Ocarina of Time. I'm so stoked to do Ocarina of Time. There's no multiplayer? I thought there was because I bought it in like 2015 or something, and I played multiplayer before. Can you do local, like LAN? Because we can just make a virtual LAN party. Yeah, let me text him right now and say that's what we should do. Who's that? Marty Mott. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Tucker, loving Take It Easy so far. Feels a lot more like a conversation among friends rather than a podcast, which I love.
Appreciate the comment, Marty Mott. My was to Megan. I was reading her comment. Glad you like it. More to come. I think it's only going to get better as we find our flow and kind of fall into it. I think the early episodes have been kind of scrambled and not planned and just kind of like, we got to start trying this out. But we did one yesterday that I think went really well. All week I had been writing down stuff I want to talk about, and we both came to it with a lot of great energy, and we were just hitting it off, and I think it was a lot of fun. So stay tuned for episode 4. I think it goes really hard, but appreciate the kind words. Let's see what Emma said. Oh, they're closed. The Indian place is closed. I gotta ask her what's the backup. Guest episodes? Yeah, we'll do guests. We'll probably go on some podcasts, have people on. But thank you, 2 pairs. For me right now, I'm just kind of trying to find my voice and our voice and just get comfortable in the scene, and just kind of let it take us where it needs to go right now. Yeah, the Patreon Love is Blind show is my favorite aspect of this, and that doesn't even include Ted. Sorry, Ted. It's just so much fun. Well, I'm gonna wrap up because I've been talking nonstop. My voice is shot, and I'm tired. But I'm bringing God of War to you guys this week. We're gonna get a good chunk of that going again. I want to get through that game. It's a great game, but I'm ready to get through it. If you like God of War, I could totally use some people who are familiar to refresh me a little bit. But yeah, does anybody have a raid suggestion? How many do we have? 76. Altea is playing Donkey Kong Country. Connor Eats Pants. He's got a lot of viewers, though. I'd rather give it to somebody small. Thanks, Survivable. I'd rather give it to somebody slightly smaller. I like Connor, though. He's a nice, great conversationalist. Wow, Marty Mott. Yeah, you should totally show up. If you've 100% of them, I'm gonna need the Yeah, Connor Eats Pants. So I'm gonna need the advice. Connor Eats Pants has been blowing up lately. He's been cranking out content and connections and all that. I'm just looking through random channels right now. Captain Puffy. I've never heard of that person. Minecraft? I don't know. I think I'll go Altea Games. She's playing Donkey Kong Country Returns. I'm assuming she's playing the new HD release, which... Oh, all right. People do want Connor. All right, I'll give it to Connor. Go get me a shout out from Connor. That's your... If we're going to Connor, you got to go in there and do some fucking Tucker advertising, guys. Big time. Everybody hop in there, too. Hey, everybody hop in that raid. I'd like a beefy raid going to Connor. But guys, thank you very much for warmly welcoming me back onto Twitch. I've been gone a couple of months now. I really, really appreciate the warm welcome. Plenty of content coming your way. And I'm excited to be back in the swing of things. Plenty of Take It Easy stuff coming. Keep an eye on that. Go watch the podcast if you haven't. It means a ton if you watch it. And we're all working really hard on it. And, oh, let me turn this off so I don't overlap. All right, guys, I will see you later this week with God of War on PS5. All right, peace out, guys.